So all that.
And we want to head out to some breaking news here. Look at these aerials. These coming via Fox 11 in Los Angeles. Police investigating an explosion heard in Ontario. We are hearing that it was fireworks, a series of fireworks that caused this massive boom here. Officials launching an investigation into the reports of this explosion. These large plumes of smoke heading off into the air, burning, charring many of those nearby trees there. Look at that, livestock heading off in the backyard there. It looks like of someone's house, leaving just an absolute mess behind. Incredible images. Again, this is in Ontario, California. Witnesses at the scene said that they heard two loud bangs followed by a plume of smoke, which is still there. You can see officials asking residents to stay away from the area while they conduct the investigation. Emergency crews on the scene there. You can see trying to put out some of those active flames with water. Again, this loud explosion. We actually have some video that we want to show you that was taken at the scene there, posted onto Twitter. We're going to bring that to you as soon as we get it. But just wanted to show you these live aerial pictures as soon as we got them. Ontario, California, this backyard now burned. Trees charred, flames still active. And again, if you're just tuning in right now, police investigating an explosion in Ontario, California this afternoon. These live pictures overhead showing just the wreckage in that backyard there of someone's house. Now, we do have cell phone video via Twitter from Alexandria Hernandez. We want to show this to you, and we do want to warn you, these images are pretty shocking, as it seems as though fireworks were set off in that backyard. Still, like we've said, this investigation is underway in Ontario, but let's watch this video real quick. So as you can see and hear there, that was a little earlier. It sounds as though fireworks were going off and these plumes of smoke going up into the air. Sirens going off as fire crews already headed to the scene. I'm sure many people, nearby neighbors, calling in to 911, letting them know what the situation was. But just wild pictures here that we're seeing out of Ontario, California. Ontario, of course, just about an hour east of downtown Los Angeles. These live pictures in a residential area of Ontario. A couple structures actively on fire there. So we want to bring you full to this picture of above the wreckage and fire here. We saw a horse in the backyard that was kind of roaming freely. Horse property in this area seems to be pretty common. But this seems to be the house where witnesses who heard the loud bangs are saying it sounded like fireworks. Those cell phone videos definitely looking and sounding a lot like fireworks, leading to an explosion and definitely a lot of smoke, which is still actively spreading again in this residential area of Ontario, California, an hour east of downtown Los Angeles. Several fire crews on the scene here. No word yet of if anyone was inside of this house when it all happened, what caused the explosions. Still a lot of unanswered questions at this time. But the grass and the trees all burnt in this area, smoking. Let's go back out to these cell phone pictures, videos in that bottom right-hand corner taken earlier from, it looks like a nearby, like a bordering backyard to this house. And just listen in again to what sounds like we're saying, what sounds like fireworks, but an investigation still underway, but listen into this. So this video was obviously taken a little bit after the fact, those preliminary explosions, and then take a look at this again. That horse in that backyard confused as to what is going on right now, still away from the flames, but with nowhere to go. Just a devastating situation out here in Ontario. And it seems as though that whole road has been closed off there by fire crews. A lot of trees to catch fire, though, in this backyard here. Pretty good sized property. Whenever we get live pictures like this, we want to bring it to you as soon as we have it, live, raw, and unfiltered. This is what we do here on News Now from Fox. And if you ever miss anything, you can always go to our Twitter account at @NewsNowFox. That's where we put a lot of our breaking news and interviews of things just like this that are happening out and across the country. This specifically happening in Ontario, California. California firefighters pretty used to fires going on, but not usually caused by what we're assuming is fireworks, according to that cell phone video that was taken down on the scene there. Just with my naked eye, it looks like multiple structures completely destroyed by the explosion here. And another horse trapped underneath that house right there. Oh, wow. Watch these fire crews trying to rescue it. Wow. So there's been multiple firefighters who are on the scene here, and you can see all of them pushing up against that structure, whatever that might be. It looks like maybe a side framing of the house there, and at least this one horse trapped underneath there. As those flames are getting closer and closer, time is the essence here. Looks like the horse is maybe wedged up against the wall. All of them trying to push it down. There's about 10 or 12 of them. This is the second horse that we've seen, and he's broken free, it looks like, almost. Pretty close here. And you can see the smoke behind that wall catching up to them. Looks like he's almost broken free, he or she. And there we go. The horse has been freed. Wow. That is awesome. That is great. I wish we had ground pictures and audio so we could hear all of these firefighters. And at least one horse is free. Okay, good news here. Always love to see that. Oh my gosh. Again, this is the second horse that we have seen. The other one kind of roaming around. This one, oh, there's the other one right there. Oh. You know, it's unfortunate because this was an explosion that I'm assuming was not planned, and so there was no preparation time. At least in a lot of those mountain communities, when fires happen or, you know, any natural disasters, they kind of have a little bit of a warning there, or any flooding or whatnot, so they can escape down the mountains. But here it was all just happened at once. An explosion happened, and then the horses unfortunately got involved and didn't have enough time to get out of there. Not sure where the owners are at this point of those horses, the property owners there. So keeping our eyes close on these fire crews on the scene of this massive explosion. If you're just listening in right now and a little bit confused as to why there's horses running around that are trapped in between houses, it's all due to an explosion reported I think about an hour ago now. We'll show you the cell phone video from earlier right here. I'll let you listen in, and there's reports that it was fireworks, multiple fireworks set off in a house that they're now investigating as an explosion here. So let's listen in. So again, cell phone video on the bottom right-hand side, that was from earlier, right as that explosion was happening. Those plumes of smoke still going up into the air, spreading into nearby neighborhoods. This right here coming via our Fox 11 Los Angeles team overhead. Just incredible, incredible images coming out here. Since we have it, might as well show you this cell phone video in full, because we've wanted to show you these aerials as things have happened, like that horse rescue just moments ago. But we'll show you this cell phone video again coming via Alexandra Hernandez on Twitter. Again, those two horses in the top left-hand corner, looks like they're okay as of right now, so that is at least good news. No reports yet of injuries of people, but we'll be keeping our eyes on that. But for now, we'll go out to that cell phone video from earlier.
You can take Stu's audio.
So again, cell phone video of the smoke there, and we'll go back to these aerials. Let's listen in, because these are coming via our Fox 11 Los Angeles team. We'll see if Stu Mundell is up in the air giving us live reports from overhead.
Whenever I work with Marla, the news guides don't want us to interact.
So he is going back and forth with producers and whatnot there, and I think that he will be giving some more live reports here. Just coming back, you can see how charred everything is. Still a few flames sporadically about in this what looks like a backyard and some horse property.
Yeah, it's a trailer. It's a trailer. What? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, I saw it. Yep. So we can confirm one fatality. Yeah, the possibility of a fatality. Wow, that's just crazy. This is just sad. This just gets worse and worse. Daniel, I don't think it was a meth lab. Definitely wasn't a meth lab. Yeah, it could have been. That's what, you know, I think that's what that officer was trying to...
So we're going to come back in, and it looks like there's preliminary reports that there are at least injuries, if not fatalities. Nothing confirmed quite yet from Ontario. I'm sure that we'll be hearing from firefighters once they're done treating these flames. That's the most pertinent issue right now. The City of Ontario, though, tweeting out and saying that Ontario PD and Ontario Fire Department are currently on scene in the area of Fern Avenue and Francis Street, which is now blocked off. We showed you that earlier. A large amount of fireworks at a house ignited, causing a large structure fire. Explosions being heard are by fireworks at this time. More details to follow, so they are confirming that it was fireworks. That was after a preliminary tweet by the City of Ontario saying we are aware of the loud explosion that was heard recently. The Ontario Police Department and the Ontario Fire Department are investigating it. Please stay clear of the area. So again, the latest that they are confirming it was a series of explosions of fireworks there, which with that cell phone video, you can definitely interpret that it was a number of fireworks. Witnesses again at the scene saying they heard two loud bangs followed by a plume of smoke. No official word yet on injuries at the scene there or fatalities. Not sure how many people were in the house, but we've seen at least 2 horses, livestock there running around. One was just saved. No word if there was more horses there. And again, all of it spurring from multiple fireworks. We'll show you again this cell phone video that we had from earlier at the scene. And those emergency crews that you're hearing, the ambulances, the sirens, still there. As of right now, it is 1:30 in California right now. This is Ontario, California, about an hour east of downtown Los Angeles, if you are not familiar with the area. We're going to stay on these live pictures here, but take this moment to send some of you off to a 2-minute commercial break. We'll try to find more details on this breaking news out of Ontario, California, as fire crews are on scene of a massive explosion following a series of fireworks. Multiple structures affected by this, and still no word yet of how many people could be injured, unfortunately. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
It would be nice to hear the show today, so we could hear what
Welcome back to News Now from Fox. We are following some breaking news out of Ontario, California. Authorities launching an investigation after a large amount of fireworks created a massive explosion in a neighborhood in Ontario this afternoon. Reports came in around 12:50 about the explosion, neighbors calling in, whatnot. Initial reports to Fox 11 in Los Angeles from sources say that the home where the explosion came from had a lot of fireworks stored there, and I think that's pretty obvious to be creating something this large and impactful. Residents also from the neighborhood saying that their windows have been blown out because of the explosion. That was how big of an impact and how many fireworks were set off. Their windows blown out. A local council member says that a neighbor was injured in the blast, so that's at least one injury from this. He spoke to her and she has burns on her legs. Again, just a local council member there. We're still working to get these details because all of this coming in just within the past hour. The explosion happening less than an hour ago. It's 1:40 in California there, and firefighters are still on the scene actively trying to put it out. Now, the flames are looking a little bit better since we've been on this shot. It's looking like mostly smoke at this point, and just a lot of charred trees and backyards. I don't know if they'll be able to zoom in there on the shot, but the house, the roof, almost completely taken out. And again, the investigation underway as we don't know what set off the fireworks, how or why. But we have a pretty amazing video from earlier of a horse rescue. You can find that on our Twitter page at NewsNow Fox. So not just human beings affected by these flames and this explosion, but livestock as well. You hate to see that. And sounding like injuries and possibly fatalities could be a factor at this point as well. This second structure here also majorly affected by the flames. A lot of green to catch fire in this area too. Ontario, California, if you're not familiar, 1 hour north, 1 hour east of downtown Los Angeles. And you can see all the debris kind of cast about because of the explosion. Just really amazing that those neighbors, even nearby neighbors, their windows blown out because of it. Had to have been terrifying. And there's multiple houses that are really close by. I'm sure an evacuation order was put in place, or neighbors told to get out of their houses as the flames were pretty active at one point and the smoke extremely visible for miles. So we're just going to stay on this shot here as we want to bring you all these breaking news events as we get them. We appreciate you being with us here on News Now from Fox. Hoping to get some more information from Fox 11 in Los Angeles as they've been on this scene pretty much as soon as it happened. Getting that cell phone video for us as well. Just an unfortunate situation on this Tuesday there in Ontario. And as we were mentioning before, we post a lot of these breaking news stories as soon as they happen on our Twitter page, as these fire crews actively try to calm this scene a little bit here in Ontario. We want to show you that clip from earlier of the rescue, the brave rescue of California firefighters helping out a horse who was lodged between a house. I believe that's the horse right there in the middle of the screen. We've seen two of them. Really a heroic effort to get this trapped horse away from active flames. Take a look at this. And another horse trapped underneath that house right there. Oh wow, watch these fire crews trying to rescue it. So there's been multiple firefighters who are on the scene here, and you can see all of them pushing up against that structure, whatever that might be. It looks like maybe a side framing of the house there, and at least this one horse trapped underneath there. As those flames are getting closer and closer, time is the essence here. Looks like the horse is maybe wedged up against the wall. All of them trying to push it down. There's about 10 or 12 of them. This is the second horse that we've seen, and he's broken free. It looks like almost pretty close here. And you can see the smoke behind that wall catching up to them. Looks like he's almost broken free, he or she. And there we go. The horse has been freed. Wow, that is awesome. That is great. I wish we had ground pictures and audio so we could hear all of these firefighters. And at least one horse is free. Okay, good news here. Always love to see that. So just wanted to show you those pictures. I mean, I was sitting here watching it live with you right now, with you then when that was going on. You can see them pushing up against that beam, trying to get that horse out of there. And I'm not exactly sure if that's a shed or something on the right side, but you can see the smoke on one side coming up on the horse and then the active flames on the other side. So unfortunately, he was just wedged in between them, and these firefighters rose to the occasion and set him free. So at least one horse is safe after a very close call. Just amazing that we were able to get those pictures live and show what it takes for these California firefighters to help out not only people but livestock during scary situations like this. I can only imagine how hard it is to breathe with all the smoke there, all the debris that they're trying to, you couldn't even walk. You could see that firefighter who was barely even able to walk with the horse to let it out. Wood and beams on the side there that were clearly disheveled because of the explosion. Look, that horse can't even walk out of there. Ugh. Just a breath of fresh air to see that happen. So he's good to go. That is definitely a happy dance right there. And back to these live pictures now. Overhead of the structure, the house that is still burning where that explosion happened.